Their name sounds like a goth band, but Vampire Weekend has a history of not being what they seem. They're four Ivy League educated musicians who write brainy songs that are also infectious. This week, they have the #1 album in the country.
Every time I see you in the world, you always step to my girl.
You guys did not know each other when you arrived here.
No, no. Ezra saw
They met a decade ago as undergraduates at Columbia University. Bass player Chris Baio, drummer Chris Thompson, guitarist Rostam Batmanglij, and lead singer Ezra Koenig played their first show here in 2006.
The Engineering Student Council Battle of the Bands. There were 4 participants, and we finished in 3rd.
So how would you judge your performance that night?
We were not bad. Yeah, I think we actually, from the first rehearsal, we all felt like something was clicking.
So they started playing regular gigs on campus.
This is where we used to perform. This was the stage, basically.
Like this one at the Alpha Delta Phi fraternity.
It was fun to play these shows where there was really no stage, so it was just like people and the band.
The band took its name from this student film Koenig made.
When did you decide that the name would stick?
Well, we had that song Walcott, and we were still talking about it.
But Vampire Weekends proved a useful name in Google searches when not much else pops up.
It was only people who had as their favorite movies back-to-back Interview with a Vampire and Weekend at Bernie's.
Right.
Their sound developed early, a cross-cultural mosaic of rock, African guitar pop, and classical music, with a provocative, preppy veneer.
As a young girl, Louis Vuitton.
Vampire Weekend quickly generated buzz on internet blogs. In 2008, Spin magazine picked them for its cover, even before the band's first album was out.
We're the beneficiaries and partially the victims of the kind of explosion of internet music culture.
The Argentines collapse in defeat.
Victims because some critics didn't get the preppy joke. One accused the band of having the putrescent stench of old money.
When you got a bit of a backlash, did that bother you at all?
I think at the start, when you're not used to being written about, you can take it to heart, or like it can get to you.
It's a little bit unnerving to have somebody call you total trash or garbage. but
Were you called trash? I mean, was that
trash and garbage?
both?
Probably other things too. But truly, this happens to all bands.
You almost made preppiness radical. I mean, was that by design in a way?
Well, there always seemed to be something worth exploring about preppiness, and the fact that some people reacted so strongly to it, I think, proves that there's something inherently interesting.
I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone.
Koenig and Batmanglij are the band's songwriters, often working in Batmanglij's Brooklyn apartment. He's the musical architect and producer. Koenig, the lyricist, who can weave startling rhymes like this one in the song Step.
Wisdom's a gift, but you trade it for youth. Age is an honor to stand out the truth. We saw the stars and they hid from the world. You cursed the sun when it stepped to your good.
Why do you think you and Ezra were such a good fit?
Ezra was one of the only Jews in his town, and I was one of the only Iranians in Georgetown, where I grew up. So we had this, like, a little bit of a fire that you get, I think, from being an outsider. And that does kind of inspire us.
Do you think that's why so many people seem to sort of misunderstand the whole preppy aspect of things in the beginning?
Well, certainly, that's related to it. You know, people would call us wasps, which is really interesting.
For someone named Rostam and Ezra.
Yeah.
Growing up in New Jersey, Koenig, the son of a psychotherapist and a movie set dresser, was always into music.
The first time I was in a band, I was probably 13.
I thought about being like a contemporary classical composer. That was something I really seriously thought about.
Batmanglij was raised in Washington, D.C., where his parents moved after fleeing the Islamic Revolution in Iran. His father, Mohammed, is a book publisher. His mother, Najmi, the author of Persian cookbooks.
We're going to use the basmati rice, you know, it's much better.
Mommy.
Rostam, their younger son, started playing the flute when he was 7, then added the guitar, drums, and keyboards, and began to mix the sounds in his room.
Were you a little concerned at times?
That he's going to be a musician?
Or that all the noise he made?
Actually, you know, I really enjoyed the idea he's upstairs playing music. It really made me feel good. So he's doing something wonderful, you know. So when he was quiet, I was concerned.
I don't mean this to sound like a stupid question, but do you think of yourselves as rock stars at this point?
Well, you got to remember that the kind of era that we started was also, you know, the mid-2000s was also kind of the time when the word rock star had been incredibly debased. That was around the time that Rockstar energy drink came out. People started wearing bedazzled shirts that said stuff like, I'm a rock star.
That would be a no then.
So the answer is no.
You talk sap like a pile of leaves. I'm going to find some better weeds. 4 or 5 me to run around the bend when the government...
But Rolling Stone gave their new album, Modern Vampires of the City, 4.5 out of 5 stars, and called the band one of the 25 reasons to be excited about rock and roll.
What part of this do you get the biggest kick out of?
I get a chill when I feel something, you know, it just feels right. Like, I feel like there's another layer of emotion that you get when a song, like, hits a nerve in the right way. It's always what I'm chasing when we're working on a song.
Baby, 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 right on time.